Oh God, every foot's around here.
FREAKIN is a formidable voice in the culture.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories.
You live in sexual anarchy.
This is the Troll Patrol, live with Justin FREAKIN.
Welcome to the Troll Patrol Live. It's a freaking Sunday. It's a freaking Easter. I'm probably going to have a better Easter message for you, President. A more loving and caring, more Christian Easter message. This is the fucking president. Warlord, I've got to ask you something. So, I saw multiple right-wing outlets make this accusation. I doubt it's true. But apparently, Keir Starmer had a special message for Ramadan, but didn't send out an Easter message, which no, it was the king. It was the king. It wasn't the Stormer. It was the king. And like right-wing outlets here in America are like, what has happened to England? He didn't send out an Easter message? I find that hard to believe. Have Muslims taken over your country? Where your country gone? No. Some of you complain I don't do enough news, so this show is for you. Rebellion, welcome in. The royal family only sent one Easter message for like 80 years, and it was during COVID. But do they normally send Ramadan message? Like this doesn't, and Ramadan isn't just Muslim, is it? Like that's like an Abrahamic religious thing. I don't fucking know. Or is it just Muslims celebrate Ramadan? I don't fucking know. I'm not religious. I think all that shit's stupid. Ramadan is Muslim? I thought it was like all the Abrahamic religions or some shit. Christians have Lent. DJ Tub, welcome in. Good evening, good afternoon. Oh, as I was saying, if you think I haven't done enough news for you, then tonight is your night. You get extra news tonight because I'm co-hosting the Plex podcast on Echoplex Media right after the Troll Patrol. Well, I hope you had a good time with your mom for Easter. I was on Stonercast yesterday for Easter. We had a great time, great lineup of people. We played a Guess the Strain game, and I totally won. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. I won that game. I didn't win it from knowing the strains. I realized what happened. Recognized the pattern and knew all the answers ahead of time. We got some crazy fucking news. Of course, we're going to talk about Iran and the rescue of the pilots. But I think the more interesting story is the fact that ICE went to LA and arrested the niece, the hot fucking niece of General Soleimani. Based on looks alone, I think they should release her. Stunning. Crazy story out of, I think this happened in Texas. Gucci Mane, the rapper, kidnapped and held hostage. This is just wild. I don't even have all the details yet. Also in Texas, a mom has been charged with medical child abuse. I got two different stories for you. Also out of Texas. Today, maybe we're going back to our old segment, What the Fuck is Going On in Fort Worth? A family claims a man shot a pedophile in the dick. Meanwhile, over in Florida, a sex offender's body was found inside of a suitcase. Also in Florida, a good Samaritan was trying to help out when he got attacked. We have it all on video. A tanker caught fire. All the stories today are from Texas or Florida. Oh, no. This one probably happened in Tennessee. Jonathan Majors, who you guys need to inform, he used to be a pretty big star, right? And he's not anymore. He got canceled for some reason. He was in a Marvel movie or something, right? He now is apparently working for the Daily Wire and was injured on set. And the Daily Wire is like, we don't negotiate with commies because the fucking crew walked off for it being dangerous. This is insane. Did the Texas mom try to vaccinate her child? It wasn't Soleimani's niece? My notes say Soleimani's niece. ICE arrests Qasem Soleimani's niece. Fuck you, warlord. Try to correct me on something I wasn't incorrect about. Keep me honest. Correct me if you think I'm not not on the level with you. But I guess we'll start off. It is Easter. It is Easter Sunday. And I've got a few different videos I want to show you to celebrate Easter, I guess. I'm just going to show you this video. You guys tell me what you think is going on in this video. Yeah, this is a fun game to play. What do you think is going on in this video? Read the fucking article you just fucking quoted. The first fucking words are Soleimani's niece and grandniece. First fucking words. I didn't say that it was actually fuck. I am quoting the goddamn story, warlord. I'm quoting the United fucking States. I don't give a shit that Iran says it's not his niece. The United States says it's his niece. You said not niece. You tried to correct me. I'm fucking correct. Is that the actual dance from Dirty Dancing? Because that's the song they're using. Who said I believe propaganda? God damn it. I'm going to ban Warlord. Sports cards, Fuzzy Simba. You know, now that you mention it, yeah, that is the Dirty Dancing dance. Okay. I'm glad you guys did recognize them as cops. They are cops. We didn't even have to break out the calipers for that one. Yep, that's the song that's playing, but I clearly, don't have it up because I want my 14 cents from YouTube. Do you remember that guy who was involved in January 6th? Got pardoned by Trump and then started going to like Minnesota and causing a scene. And he got attacked and a trans woman. Or he didn't even get attacked. He just got surrounded and a trans woman helped him get out of the mob. Oh, I have no idea why they were dancing. Did you expect me to tell you that? Jake Lang apparently getting ready to crucify himself. I guess this is what he's doing for Easter.
He's alive. He's alive. Hallelujah, my God is alive.
Pantless, welcome in.
All right. Hoist it up. Nice, perfect. Look at that. Jesus is king.
No, Jesus isn't real, you fucking freak.
He's alive. He's alive.
He's a few days late.
My God is alive.
This was just shared. Prepares a cross for his imminent Crusader march in front of the White House.
Hoist it up. Nice, perfect. Look at that.
Jesus is king. Fuck off. Is this going on right now? Is he live? I can't find him. Here we go. Let's get him to explain to us what he's doing. This was before the nailing of the cross. He went to St. John's Easter service.
We're basically just talking about open border policies. They were talking about respecting all people, which is a good.
Brother. Like, do you want me to quote Jesus to you on how you're supposed to treat immigrants in your country? You went to a church and they preached the fucking Bible to you? Wow, how novel.
Good thing to do, but inside the church, you should not have homosexuals teaching the gospel. You should not have women teaching the gospel because it's.
That's called judgment, and Jesus told you not to do that. If you see somebody you feel they need to judge, Jesus literally said, turn the other cheek. Now here is funny. I was actually telling this to someone on Twitter the other day, and the dude's response was, well, how are people to know I'm a Christian? And literally, this is what the guy said to me. And I said, well, that's funny you should mention that, because Jesus says I'm supposed to know you by your works. You know, clothing the homeless and feeding the hungry. Sitting with the incarcerated. That's how I was supposed to know you, not by you judging people to be fornicators.
Directly against God's word. And so
maybe try reading the Bible sometime.
But on the other side, when it comes to actually abiding by God's word, he was completely heretical. But he actually made an announcement, because I had given to some of my friends and people around me saying I was going to be out here at 8 a.m. And so there was an Antifa, leftist, Satanist counter demonstration to my attendance at the church at 8 a.m. And the pastor actually said, the first time in over 200 years, that church right there is over 200 years old. He said it's the first time ever that his service has ever been protested against. And what it really reminded me of is these leftists are breaking into churches and disrupting services just like they did in Minnesota. And it's by God's grace that the leftists didn't come in, because I wasn't there at 8 a.m., so they dispersed. We came for the next service, and they didn't know. Obviously, a couple of them did, because they just ambushed me. But
what?
On Easter, to hear that America.
Every time I see this man, he's wet.
Pastor, shows me it was really deep setting in my heart, understanding how we got to the place we're at, where we have Muslims taking over, where we have Antifa coming and running through churches and driving out worshipers, Christian worshipers, is because of weakness, because of church leadership weakness. He's a white man, and he was saying that our church, this church right here, has no qualms with God's word, as far as he was allowing homosexuals on stage to preach with earrings in and trans hairdos.
Trans hairdos. They had earrings in and trans hairdos.
And he had the audacity to talk about our group. We were in there. He didn't directly relate to us, but he was saying that there are counter protesters outside, and we know that there's a group in here. And I said, we're with you, we're with God, and we make sure everything's going to go peaceful in here, because we thought maybe they were going to storm into the church like they did in Minnesota. So we basically told the pastor, hey, if any trouble starts to brew in here, we'll take care of it. Like, we're here, we'll make sure that nothing happens in here. And it was the non-tolerant, men in there, my group, the Crusaders, that were willing to stand up against the Satanists, the evil people that were possibly going to charge into the church. And he warned us that there was counter-protesters. The very people, myself and the Christian crusaders, the right-wingers, the conservatives that he's preaching against, saying that we have some type of message that is counter to the gospel. When it came time to protect his congregants, he looked to us and made sure that we knew that there was a threat. And I told him, I said, if anybody comes in here, we'll handle it. And he shook his head in agreement. So it's really...
None of this ever happened.
Funny thing, when they're looking for strong leadership, protection, when there's an enemy at the gates that's about to flood in, they look to men that don't share the same, open tolerance, open borders as they do. But when it comes time to get down and dirty and protect our country and protect, they're going to look to people like us. So it was a weird dichotomy in there. Him openly preaching against what I believe, but turning towards us for protection.
Of all the things that never happened.
And other Satanists were to storm into the church. So
this never happened the most.
We're there to protect any church, any place where people gather in the name of Jesus Christ or Crusaders. We'll be there. That's why we're here today. We heard that there may be some counter protests.
So I did find it. He is on his Crusader March is what he's calling it. This is the Crusader March. This was about an hour or so ago in Washington, D.C.
Krishna is dead. Muhammad is dead. Buddha is dead. But Jesus Christ is alive.
I saw Matt Walsh say that in a post on like Friday or something. And I challenge Matt, if Jesus is alive, have him on your show. Go get an interview with him. Can you get the motherfucker on camera? Jesus is alive, you say. Where's he living? What's his address? Can I go talk to him? Will he shake my hand? Can he come on my show? If Jesus is alive, fucking prove it. I dare you. Jake, you can take me up on it. Matt Walsh can take me up on it. Matt Walsh once called me a formidable voice in the culture.
Justin Freakin is a formidable voice in the culture.
I would just deport Jesus if he came to the U.S. That's exactly right.
Amen. Amen. Praise Jesus. This is our country. We will not allow invaders, Hindu and Muslim invaders, to take our country.
This is my country, and I don't want you the fuck here. Notice that he has a Confederate flag on his back. That's not the flag of this country. You are a traitor. You attacked this country on January 6th. You're wearing a flag to a country that attacked us. This isn't your country. You're not a patriot. Get the fuck out, Jake. Seriously.
This way.
Jake Long is indeed a racist.
We are living in a beautiful time in America where we still have the power to take to the streets and say, Muhammad is dead. Krishna is dead. Buddha is dead, but Jesus is alive.
I love that Moses is dead is on there as well. You do know Moses is a prophet in the faith you claim to believe in, correct? I hate the fact that I know the Bible better than any of you fuckers that claim to believe in it.
Country was founded, this church right here was founded by white Christian men. And our country will be saved by strong men that are willing to stand up and proclaim this is the salvation. Not the Republican Party, not the Democrat Party, but Jesus Christ is how we take our country back from these invaders. The Founding Fathers framed and outlined the Constitution and said, for our posterity, for white Christian men, Christians, you will not have a future in this country.
Brother, most of the founders weren't even Christian, you dumb shit. Most of them were deists.
Unless you stand up. You want to see 15 years down the road? Look at London, England. We are here to put God right back where he needs to be. Out front and center of the White House on Easter, showing that America,
my God's dick is bigger than your God's dick.
Christian country. We are not here for your multiculturalism, for your diversity. It is destroying us.
Welcome in, Byronic. Welch's Grape. Who else did I miss? Princess Kimberly. Good afternoon. Big Ben. Holiday. Clinically, I don't know if I gave you a proper good afternoon, people. Always good to see you. Happy to be on stream with you yesterday. We had a great time on Stoner Cast.
Degradation of our Christian country.
Finally glad to get to put a face with the screen name.
To come out and to do their cow worship. They're washing themselves with cow urine in Texas.
I did not.
The Hindus are washing themselves with cow urine in Texas. They are paying farmers to bring their cows to their homes and start to do sacred rituals. Their so-called humiliation.
What? What did he just say?
The degradation of our Christian country comes to the point where people think it's okay to come out and to do their cow worship. They're washing themselves with cow urine in Texas. The Hindus are washing themselves with cow urine in Texas.
First of all, I know a lot of people that drink piss that swear by the what do you call it? Like the prophylactic benefits of drinking their own piss. They're all on the right. So I don't want to get, like, there's no Hindus bathing themselves in cow piss in Texas. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, talk about holy shit.
Texas. They are paying farmers to
holy
bring their cows to their homes and start to do sacred rituals. Their so-called humiliation rituals.
You talk about humiliation ritual. That's what you're doing right now, Jake.
These false prophets will lead you to the basement of hell. The cross of Jesus Christ.
Man, he attracted such a turnout with his Nazi group.
Is the only thing underneath heaven.
He's got a whole 10 people there in his group. And the only people watching them
is empty.
Are mocking them.
Jesus Christ has pardoned us from our sins. Jesus Christ has opened up the door to heaven for you. All the Americans out there, including the Episcopal.
Does Jake have accusations against him?
Today that America is not a Christian country. Well, that's a stretch to even call it a church. There is repentance being offered to
Oh, that's a Nazi.
Americans.
That dude for certain is a Nazi.
The churches with the transvestite flags outside.
This dude's certainly a Nazi.
But it is yours to win.
Everyone's
or
hiding
it
their
is yours
kids
to
from
lose.
you.
If you decide to stand now, you will
Everyone's
save your
hiding their
country.
kids from you.
If you shrink from the high calling of being bold and serving your duty as an American.
That's embarrassing. You people need to learn to feel embarrassment. You want to watch more?
To the Lord Jesus. Father God, Lord Jesus, God.
Praise Allah like Trump did.
As a united front. Men who stand for your principles, men who stand on your doctrine, men who are not afraid of the gospel of Jesus Christ. We are men that you have put a calling in our heart, God. Please stir us to more action. Stir this whole country. Move the men's hearts in this country to reclaim what was once theirs. This spiritual demonic oppression, this atheistic reign, this liberal Marxist reign over America.
Liberal Marxist reign.
We declare Jesus Christ and his spirit the only way to heaven. And every American that does not believe in that, the door, let it hit you on the way out. We will see you at war. You are aligned with our enemies. We will go to war.
This is a secular country. Why don't you not let the door hit you on the way out?
That have crossed the border to destroy our way of life. So God, we just worship you and we thank you for the stirring in our hearts today to stand for you. We ask for the forgiveness of our nation's sins. Lord, please pass over our sins. Give us an Easter pardon. In the name of Jesus Christ, we pray and we seek you, Lord. Amen.
Religious people don't know how they look to people that aren't goddamn crazy. Susan, welcome in. Carrie, red wine. Audrey, good to see you. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah is blah, blah, blah. Good to see you, friend. I mean, you are right. America does have its fair share of crazy, so why not bathe in cow piss?
Whoa! Jesus, Jesus, Jesus! Who's that?
The thief on the cross.
Whoa! Jesus, Jesus, Jesus!
It is creepy ass shit. Can you imagine? We've had a lot of stories lately about Christians feeling just the presence of Muslims in their community is an affront to them. Can you imagine if this was a drone light show to Muhammad over their houses? I still believe in America, Carrie. I honestly do. And look, I take a lot of flack from the leftists in my chat on this. But I want to be patriotic. I want us to aspire to be what I was taught that we were when I was a kid. The land of the free, the home of the brave. I aspire that we can be that. I think we can. Gonna be a hell of a battle to make that happen, though. Donald Trump's Easter message. Donald Trump's Easter message to the world sent out at 8:03 a.m. this morning. Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. I will say, Iran, I don't think you have any worries, because all through the first Trump term, he kept saying it was infrastructure week, and it never was. So there will be nothing like it. Open the fucking straight, you crazy bastards, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. President Donald J. Trump. If you didn't actually get to see this, like, it does say praise be to Allah. It says praise be to Allah, which caused me to change. I had a completely different thumbnail showing a plane crashing into Iran, but after this morning, I had to make a new thumbnail for the show. We got our second Muslim president. Our first, of course, being Abraham Lincoln, who sold poisoned milk to school children, in case you guys didn't know. Iran, and the death toll, they're saying the official death toll is like 9. Ain't no fucking way. Ain't no fucking way. They're lying to us. It's definitely in the triple digits. Is it in the quadruple digits? That's the question. 2 aircraft shot down Iran. We've had reports of a third, I believe. 2 airmen rescued over the weekend.
You're learning about this rather daring U.S. operation to rescue the service member.
Yeah. Well, Wolf, it was daring and dangerous and highly intricate, involving
dozens of planes, hundreds of U.S. military personnel and intelligence personnel, but also the remarkable actions of this missing pilot over the course of more than 24 hours as the military sought to bring him to safety. It began on Friday, of course, when the F-15 was shot down. The U.S. got their first communication from the missing weapons service officer later that evening, indicating that he was injured. And then over the next more than 24-hour period, on multiple fronts, the U.S. military sprung into action, organizing a search and rescue operation involving both aircraft but also boots on the ground, as well as generating a misinformation campaign inside Iran to, in effect, throw Iranian authorities or attempt to throw them off the scent, saying that both U.S. pilots had by that point already been rescued. Wasn't true. The Iranian government was doing its best to try to find the pilot first, going so far as to encourage residents in the area to look for the pilot, report his location, even offering a reward. And then that pilot, in the midst of this, found...
Well, yeah. I mean, can you blame Iran?
His way 7,000 feet up a ridge line, hid there as his location was pinpointed, and then those forces went in. Again, difficult operation, a lot of low-flying aircraft.
And there was apparently a firefight.
And fixed wing. So dangerous that in the end, the U.S. lost 2 aircraft. They weren't able to take off. They were later destroyed so that they wouldn't fall into Iranian hands. But that pilot taken to safety, time to treat those injuries, serious injuries, that, though we are told he will recover. Just a remarkable...
Oh my God. These multi-billion-dollar planes? We just destroyed them so Iran... I hate it. I hate this.
More than 24 hours with a tremendous outcome for the military, for the pilot, and certainly for his family and loved ones.
So, Colonel, you know so much about the military. One, I guess it's news here that this is seriously wounded. It seemed different than the message from the president last night. So hopefully he will recover here. Secondly, what does this tell you about how complex this mission was and what goes into the planning and the tactics in pulling something like this off?
Yeah, Manu, so happy Easter. There are a lot of different aspects to this that are, I think, critical to understand, because when you have a mission of this type, you have to bring a lot of different elements together. So you have different aircraft that are being used in order to extract and extricate somebody who is in a position like this. The added complication now appears to be the fact that the colonel was wounded, and apparently seriously wounded, according to the president. And that is, of course, significant, because that means probably that he had limited mobility, and that would also necessitate extra personnel coming in to not only stabilize him potentially, but also to bring him out. And that would have been a key element here, because with that extra personnel, there's extra danger. And as President Trump mentioned in the statement that you just read, the Iranians were getting close. So that meant that they may have been thrown off the scent at first by the CIA disinformation and other things that were going on, other deception campaigns that were probably being mounted in this case. But the aspect of, they were not, they were clearly paying attention to what was going on in their airspace, and to some extent they were able to follow what was actually happening, and they may have picked up the scent, basically, that this operation was happening at a specific location. But all of the different pieces and parts that come together really mean that every level of command, from the squadron that actually affects the rescue, all the way to the commander-in-chief, were heavily involved in this operation. And that meant that there was intricate planning. They had to have all the right resources in place, and they also had to be prepared to abort the mission should personnel be in greater danger, but they didn't have to do that in this situation.
I want you to weigh in on this video from overnight, because the Iranian statement is shared.
Oh, that's probably the video that I was getting ready to play. I was cutting away from them to play the video Iran shared out on state media. Mox, welcome in, friend. Belgian, welcome. Red Balloon. You might be right on that. They were trying to go in and steal uranium. That's a very good possibility. This was the crash shot of the, what, F-15 they shot down?
خب همونطور که به نقل از سخنگوی قرارگاه خاتم هم خدمت شما عرض کردیم، جزئیات انهدام پرنده‌های متجاوز دشمن این هست که بامداد امروز در منطقه عمومی استان اصفهان 1 فروند هواپیمای HC-130 عملیات ویژه آمریکا، 2 فروند بالگرد بلک هاوک، 1 فروند MQ-9، 1 فروند هرمس 900 به دست رزمندگان ما متلاشی شده. همونطور که شما هم در تصاویر دارید مشاهده می‌فرمایید و کاملا گویاست، طبعا شدت اصابت و آتش‌سوزی به هواگردهای دشمن اونقدر زیاده که تلفات دشمن نامشخصه و در دست بررسی.
Might have been referring to Trump when she said it. Trump saying that he feared Iran was actually hitting us with a trap during the F-15 crew rescue. Trump told Axios the U.S. Initially worried that a message from the stranded crew member on an F-15 down by Iran was a trick by the Iranians to lure U.S. forces into a trap. That would have been hilarious. The crew member survived more than 24 hours in the mountains despite being wounded, before being rescued in a Special Forces operation on Saturday. Around 200 soldiers from Special Operations units participated in the operation. Trump said the Iranian military shot down the F-15 using shoulder-fired missiles. They got lucky. I believe this was Daryl Issa on Fox News earlier today. Hello, welcome in. Daryl Issa also, like the fastest aging congressperson I've ever seen. This dude left Congress in like 2020, and now he come back like 5 years later, and he's aged 20 years. It's crazy.
His patience is running thin. His latest post on Truth Social had some really bad words in it, so I'm just going to give you the gist of it. He said, Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the F word straight, you crazy B words, or you'll be living in hell. Just watch. Praise be to Allah. His patience is running thin. His latest post.
Oh my God. Anyone reacting to this as if it was a serious statement from a serious person on serious policy is a fucking moron, you sycophants. Everyone's reaction to that tweet, truth post, whatever the fuck you want to call it, should have been, this is a crazy man, there's a crazy man running this country and we're all in danger.
On Truth Social had some really bad words in it, so we're just going to give you the gist of it. He said, Tuesday will be Power Plant Day and Bridge Day, all wrapped up in one in Iran. There will be nothing like it. Open the F word.
It does seem like he's crashing out. I am convinced now more than ever that he is a pedophile. I've been getting a lot of traction from my video of Congressman Dan Goldman reading the FBI deemed it credible accusation that Donald Trump forced a 13-year-old girl to suck his dick and she bit his penis. That accusation, I've had many right-wingers tell me like, oh, that's been discredited. Oh, that's been debunked. Oh, that was Katie Johnson from 2016. No, this is a new accusation that we had never heard before. Why had we never heard it before? Because Trump, in violation of the Epstein Transparency Act, has been withholding documents. And those are the documents that prove he's a goddamn pedophile. It was bad enough that the man was a con man, a complete sociopath. He fucking cheated a kids charity, a veterans charity, and you guys still elected him president the first time. But now it is obvious. Not only is he all of those things, a liar, a cheat, a crook, he is a child rapist. You've let right-wing media brainwash you to the point, because you've got fucking Biden derangement syndrome or Democrat derangement syndrome or whatever you want to call it, that you've let right-wing media convince you that Democrats are so bad, you're defending a literal child rapist. The fuck is wrong with you? And then we've got Iran out here. I think they're winning the propaganda war. Now, I know a lot of Americans aren't getting exposed to what Iran's doing. That's why I felt the need the other day. I did the video with the Iranian president with his message to the United States. I knew I would get maybe 7 views. And I think that's what's sitting on YouTube. And because when I'm sitting here deciding which clips I'm gonna make, I wanna clip the things that are gonna get me the most views on YouTube. But when I was doing that show, I was like, I have a responsibility. Like, not many people are going to hear this message. It's probably gonna tank my views on YouTube, but I have a responsibility to put it out. So. You don't even have to watch my video. Go read the message that the president of Iran sent to the American people last week, because dead to rights. Trump and Israel determined to fight to the last U.S. soldier, the last U.S. taxpayer dollar. To cover up their genocide, to cover up their pedophilia. This was another Iran Lego AI fucking slot video. Oh, I bet you do, James. Here's the thing, like, fucking Democrats are shit. Man, you elected a child rapist. How are Democrats shit? Democrats may be shit, but fuck. They're not a child rapist. Getting dunked on by Iran, making us look like the laughingstock of the world. Well, most of them aren't pedos, Flo. There's a few. Arrest Clinton. Though I'm not sure Clinton fucked any kids. I think he was fucking Ghislaine. Every picture I've seen, he looks very cozy with Ghislaine. But fuck, if Clinton is involved, arrest him. He had to have known what Epstein was doing. You can't be that close to the motherfucker and not know. Clinton's compromised in some way. The U.S. government is saying they have detained the niece and the grandniece of the general that Trump took out in his first term. This is Qasem Soleimani. Like right at the end of his first term, he did that strike on Iran. I think this is right when COVID was starting up and we all kind of forgot about it because COVID happened. But he took out the Iranian general at like the beginning of the year in 2020. We've now apparently detained that general's niece and great niece, and I say free her because god damn.
Top story tonight, the niece of a slain Iranian general and her daughter arrested by ICE here in Los Angeles after their green cards were revoked. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says they...
Oh, so she was here legally. I have nothing to do with any of my uncles. I wouldn't expect to be held to account for what my uncles did or shouldn't be held. The uncle shouldn't be held to account for what I do. This is just insane.
Voiced strong support for the Iranian regime. Fox 7's Rachel Aragon joins us now live from Tahunga, where the two had been living. Rachel.
Now, Iran says they're just random people that the U.S. kidnapped. And that might be true, too, because we have an incredibly incompetent government.
As we speak right now, Susan, a DHS spokesperson recently stressing that holding a green card here in the U.S., they're calling this, of course, a privilege. They also stress that anyone who poses a serious threat with that status could risk having their legal status here revoked.
Actually, I was surprised, and it was quiet everywhere. So.
Residents living along this serene and quiet Tahunga neighborhood shocked to learn about their next-door neighbors, the niece and grandniece of slain Iranian general Qasem Soleimani. The two were taken into custody by ICE on Friday.
I wasn't home, but my wife told me that they've been like an hour.
These are photos of Hamadish Soleimani Afshar, identified as Soleimani's niece and her daughter from their Instagram accounts. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said he revoked their green cards, citing Afshar's vocal support for the Iranian regime and social media posts celebrating attacks on U.S. military personnel. Rubio saying on X that until recently, the two have been living lavishly in Los Angeles. In the post, he goes on to say the Trump administration will not allow our country to become a home for foreign nationals who support anti-American terrorist regime. Neighbors say the two kept a relatively low profile. I mean, did you ever see them come by?
No, I never saw them.
From time to time we did. It wasn't all the time.
The world is a safer place without these monsters.
This is President Trump in 2020 after Soleimani was killed by a U.S. airstrike in Baghdad. DHS says his niece, Afshar, entered the U.S. in 2015 and obtained a green card in 2021. And the niece and grandniece right now of Soleimani are still in ICE custody, waiting removal proceedings from the U.S. We should also mention Afshar, the niece of Soleimani. Her husband is also barred from entering the country. Pretty live tonight. I'm Rachel Aragon. I'll send it back to you.
Rachel, is this a unique situation, or has the State Department pulled other people's green cards in relative to the Iranian conflict?
The State Department also just addressing that soon. They said actually recently they also removed the legal status of a daughter of a high-ranking Iranian official as well as her husband. But as we heard right now from the department itself, they're calling, of course, a green status a privilege, and anyone posing any kind of threat, and especially aligning themselves with the terrorist regime, runs that risk of having their status revoked.
Rachel Aragon, thank you.
James asked me, what do you think the LGBTQ teachers union is teaching? Brother, I don't think you have any goddamn idea what teachers are teaching. I think you watch idiotic right-wing propaganda that lies to you. And because they hate gay people, they slander them with false accusations, and then idiots like you buy it. And you're so goddamn brainwashed that you voted for a literal child rapist. Because you've let right-wing media demagogue against gay people and trans people who are just people trying to live their lives. And it's so wild to me. You're probably some boomer. You went to school 50 years ago. You got no clue what the kids are teaching. But you're so confident because you heard Matt Walsh on the Daily Wire say it. Like, seriously, learn to feel embarrassment. Da Jones. Gregory. Viz. Welcome in, friends. Mox, I was going to say I haven't seen you in a while, but then I remembered I haven't seen you since I switched times. And now I'm back to a later time, and I see you again, so that makes me happy. That's probably what it was. Gregory, did you tell me to stop using God's name in vain? Using God's name in vain is using God's name to profit. It's using God's name to portray yourself as pious. Me saying goddamn is actually not using God's name in vain. Learn what you're goddamn talking about. This is why I hate fucking Christians. You're all so goddamn dumb. Using the Lord's name in vain is what that basketball player from the Chicago Bulls did. What, Jaden Ivey? Jaden Ivey was using God's name in vain. I think it's sad that I know the Bible better than all of you, and you guys try to use the Bible to beat it over everybody else's head. And do you know how often I just shut Christians the fuck up? They don't want to deal with me because I know the Bible better than them. Fucking go, what was that Ginger dude, King Ginger, the other day? Oh, he blocked me on everything. Connor Jackson, welcome in. Do I support ICE? I don't even like ice in my drink. What am I wrong about, Gregory? Go ahead. You're welcome to call in, 917-830-4359. Oh, I don't have the phones open. Explain to me how I'm wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. Can you not take a joke, Connor? Get triggered, you stupid fuck. Jesus fucking... I thought, saying that I don't even like ice in my drink would be a pretty good indication of where I stand, but apparently you are too stupid to understand. Did it go over your head? Explain to me how I'm an idiot, Gregory. Do you know, I get this all the time. Right-wingers are always like, oh no, you're dumb. I explain to you why you're wrong and what using the Lord's name in vain means. Notice you can't refute me. You're just like, you're wrong. You're dumb. I didn't think you were talking about ice cubes, you dumb shit. You didn't get my joke. That's why I'm calling you stupid. Oh, fuck, man. Don't get your panties in a wad. This show is called The Troll Patrol.
Hey, Justin. Are you
Donald
trolling?
Trump is king? Brother, you child rapist supporting piece of shit. ICE also out here kidnapping innocent people just because of their religion. The president of the Islamic Society of Milwaukee detained by ICE.
The Islamic Society of Milwaukee and the federal government now has him locked up. The Society of Milwaukee just got done with a news conference. Jason Calvey with what they had to say, and Jason, his family was also there.
This whole room was packed with supporters, elected leaders, as well as religious leaders, all with questions and condemnation. The Islamic Society of Milwaukee's president is Salah Sarzour. ICE records show they've locked him up at the Clay County Justice Center in Indiana. The ACLU and Democrats condemn the arrest. That list includes Milwaukee Mayor Cavalier Johnson and Congresswoman Gwen Moore. The Islamic Society of Milwaukee says it happened Monday morning after the org's president, Salah Sarzour, left his home. They say he's been the volunteer president for 5 years and has lived in the Milwaukee area for 32. The center says he's a lawful permanent resident, and his wife and 6 children are U.S. citizens.
We will keep fighting for him until justice prevails, until he's out, reunited with his family, his grandkids, and the new grandkid that's coming up next week.
I think that you have to peel back the curtain just a little bit and actually look at the facts of Mr. Sarzour's history, and in fact the history of the organization that he is involved with even today.
That was a scholar at the George Washington University's program on extremism. Now here at the Society, they admit that Israel twice arrested Sarzour, including once as a teen. They say that's why the government, the United States government, claims it wants to deport him.
Oh, Israel arrested him.
The Muslim Legal Fund of America is representing him. They say more than 10 federal agents surrounded Sarzour. The group has filed petitions in court to get this detainment.
I think we're landing
in Milwaukee. Jason Calvi, Fox 6 News.
Oh, they had a storm alert.
And in a statement from ICE just into our newsroom, the agency says Thur is suspected of funding terror organizations and lying on immigration forms. They say, quote, Thur first submitted an application for a visa at the American consulate in Jerusalem, which was denied due to his convictions in Israel for throwing a Molotov cocktail at homes of Israeli armed forces and illegally attempting to possess weapons and ammunition. This criminal and terrorist will remain in ICE custody pending removal proceedings.
They didn't even need the FBI to entrap him. They knew who he was just because his position as a community leader and a prominent Muslim. We're profiling people based on their religion, which is the exact opposite of what our Constitution was for. And Connor and John and all the other dumb fucks, Gregory in my chat, so I get so pissed off. We had a good thing going and you guys fucked it up. This country's never been perfect. This country's always been fascistic in its tendencies, but it's been a march towards democracy for most of its existence, except during my lifetime for some reason. Like, I was born, Reagan happened. Like, literally, I was born Reagan's first year in office. Reagan happened, shit went to hell. Oh, I'm sorry, I was born Reagan's first year of his second term. Sorry, off on my timeline there. Meanwhile, we got these ICE agents out here that aren't properly trained, and many of them committing crimes. This one just convicted.
Right now, an ICE agent being held in custody ahead of his sentencing after pleading guilty to a federal charge. Court records show on Wednesday, Samuel Saxon admitted to lying to the Department of Homeland Security about domestic violence allegations against him. Now, prosecutors say police have been called to the home he shares with his girlfriend more than 20 times in the past 2 years. Saxon never reported those to DHS and told investigators he had only spoken with the victim on the phone the day of the most recent alleged assault. It was revealed in court his girlfriend is not a U.S. citizen. It's not clear when Saxon will be sentenced. We're still working to learn where the other case against him stands, as well as his status with ICE.
And his girlfriend was not a U.S. citizen. Motherfucker. The hypocrisy is astounding. Astounding. Gregory, my friend, I have no idea what you're talking about. I tucked it up by getting out of bed this morning. My friend, I've tried to be diplomatic with you. Would you like to call in and talk to me? If you think I am not biblically accurate, I'm happy to set you straight. Just if you guys missed it, I was on Stonercast yesterday, and we were talking about problematic artists, and someone brought up Michael Jackson. And a person on the panel apparently had some strong feelings that Michael Jackson did some things unsavory. And Justin had to set him straight. I need to refill my drink real fast, so we're going to take a commercial break. We will be back shortly. Go ahead, light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun before you hit the sack. I'm Justin FREAKIN.
All we're establishing is this guy's wicked, sick aesthetic.
Not high enough for this shit. I guess I gotta thank Matt Walsh for introducing me to Justin FREAKIN.
Hey there, y'all. We're about to get stupid, locked into what that news beat doing. Fu Manchu and a slick bandana. Colder than ice, smoother than Santana. Audio, video, chat and calls. Right-wing nut jobs haunt the halls. What you wanna watch? Hey, what you think? And there's only one choice. It's Justin FREAKIN.
The guy's, he's a formidable voice in the culture.
Light one up and tip one back. It's a right to be high. Let's grab a snack. It's fucking news, quit panic, attack, and play your cards right and get a titty slap. Jump in Discords, have some fun. The man will talk to everyone. Get high and try to debate. When shit pops off, chat thinks it's great. What do you think you're doing? Join the troll patrol. Whatever discourse is brewing, he gives it that southern drawl.
So let's go ahead and bring in Justin. Hey, Justin, how's it going, brother?
First of all, I want to say you're poser South. I'm in Alabama. I'm the real South.
Okay, all right. So why don't you tell us what it takes to be a man?
Well, I don't know. I'm in Alabama and I'll fuck a man in a dress. Why won't you fuck a man in a dress? Are you that insecure that you won't fuck a man in a dress?
That's fantastic. So you're okay with that, right?
Yeah. Why wouldn't I?
Right-wingers are morons.
Like one it and hit one back on one more clip. But we hit the set an alert when that shit goes live. Social fucking support and hit subscribe. Light one up and take a hit. He does no harm, but he takes no shit. He's the last one standing when the ship is sinking. Let's take another rip for Justin Freakin.
Light one up, tip one back. I'm Justin Freakin.
Not high enough for this shit.
We live in turbulent times. The media is full of deception, conspiracy theories, and fake news. Now, more than ever, it is important to ensure you're getting information from a source that's freaking reliable.
I'm Justin Mullins, and this is the Freakin' News.
Get a breaking or interesting story with a humorous twist in about a minute weekdays, 8 a.m. Eastern on YouTube, BitChute, Odyssey, and more.
James, my friend, not getting shadow banned. I'm literally telling you to call in, talk to me. Nobody's gonna shadow ban you. I would love to hear what you have to say. You think I'm dumb? Prove me wrong. Oh God, I guess there is young Justin in that video. I guess that was Justin from 15, 20 years ago. God, time flies. I hate people like James coming in here and playing victim. God damn. You have to make up shit to play victim. Lefties love to shadow ban. You gotta make up shit to play victim. That's what right-wingers do. That's the entire Republican Party platform, is just making up shit to be upset about. Gay people existing upsets you. Trans people existing upsets you. Having to have a society where you can't force your religion down people's throats and people are allowed to practice freely as they want, that upsets you. What was it that the last Halloween or something, I covered that fucking idiot getting upset because there was a kid wearing a dress in a fucking Halloween commercial. And what you're actually upset about is that society doesn't revolve around you anymore. It's the dude saw the commercial with the young boy with a dress on or a skirt or whatever it was, and he got so upset because that marketing wasn't geared towards him. That's all it is. That's all it is. You guys are scared and don't know how to deal with a world that doesn't cater to you. And you have to play it's a victim mentality while also projecting on us that we have a victim mentality. Anyway, it's time for the crime section of the show. Moving on from politics to crime. Also, don't forget, you get extra news tonight because I am going to be co-hosting the Plex podcast with producer Dave on Echoplex Media in about 3 hours. Friends. A Texas mother has been accused of medical child abuse with her 3-year-old son.
Absolutely sickening when we've got a person who knowingly and intentionally simply tortures a child.
That's how Tarrant County Sheriff Bill Wayburn describes this case. Caitlin Rose Laura accused of medical child abuse. That child, her 3-year-old son, whom Laura started at least 3 separate fundraisers for and promoted from several social media accounts, according to her arrest warrant.
So there's a lot of manipulation. They're professional manipulators, basically.
According to documents, Laura convinced doctors in Fort Worth and Dallas that her 3-year-old needed feeding tubes and over a dozen medications. All, Wayborn says, unnecessary, according to doctors interviewed for the case.
And today,
wow,
he was in a wheelchair.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought we were gonna get some bullshit here, but it does sound like this parent is a piece of shit.
He is flourishing. He walks. He eats. He's eating them out of house and home.
Now, this case did not land here at the Tarrant County Sheriff's Office until just a few weeks ago. But the reports of suspected abuse actually started back in 2025. According to documents, the toddler's first feeding tube was placed in May of last year. In June, Cook Children's reported suspected medical abuse. But in July, CPS ruled that out. According to the warrant, Laura continued shopping her child around. And in October of last year, a teacher reported suspected abuse. Nothing happened, and in January of 2026, Laura was able to convince another doctor to put another feeding tube into her son. Finally, in February, the Tarrant County Sheriff's Office got this case, and less than a week later, the child was taken to medical foster care, and in March, the arrest warrant for Laura issued. Do you know what happened there?
I think that with all of those agencies is that simply it's a very complicated case.
Fort Worth police tell us they decided.
So this is like that one thing with the woman, like the kid killed the mom or something. It was like a Netflix documentary or something, right? And now she's out of jail. Like there's parents that have this weird psychological disorder that they think there's something wrong with their kids.
Since the family lived in Glen Rose, it was best to send the case there. Court documents indicate Glen Rose sent it to Johnson County due to a lack of resources.
You know, I've got a child that went through that was tortured.
The case hits especially close to the sheriff, whose adopted daughter was a victim of medical abuse.
And we got her when she was 3.5, same age as this child.
Bahira Rahman, NBC 5.
We thank you for watching, and remember,
shut up, Tom Lama.
Breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.
Bring back Lester. We want to bully Lester again. I'm assuming there is something wrong with that mom. That she is suffering from some kind of psychological issue that causes her to think that there's something wrong with their child. And I don't know what we do. I don't believe in free will, right? That fucks a lot of people up. Like you go into a restaurant, you have an entire menu of things, but you have a whole host of biases and tastes and preferences that you didn't set. I don't like pickles. I can't help that I don't like pickles. It's not something I picked out. It's something that was forced on me. So when you go into a restaurant and you have this illusion of choice, there's only one decision you can actually make. Munchausen by proxy. I think that is what that's called. Or something like that, but I don't know enough about it to speak intelligently on it, but I don't know what we do with that information, because that So clearly you got violent people that you need to keep separated from society. But can we really hold it against them if they're a psychopath? They can't help it. I think it's wrong of us to torture people in prison. That's above my pay grade. I'm not saying that mom doesn't deserve to have some sort of punishment and have that child be taken away. I also know the way our foster system is, and I don't know that the foster system would be much better. I mean, we're going to have a story about the foster system here in just a couple of stories. Florida man, 19 years old. He was killed. His body was cut up. And he was found in a suitcase. But you might think that's a good thing.
Now on those human remains found inside suitcases in a very remote area of Palm Bay called the Compound. Police now say they have a motive, a method, and a man in jail.
And Fox 35's Marie Ettinger is here with the latest details. Marie.
The man arrested in this case isn't just accused of murder. He's accused of targeting sex offenders, cutting up their bodies, and saving microscope slides with their DNA. People online are comparing this to the...
He dextered them. He dextered them.
The man arrested in this case isn't just accused of murder. He's accused of targeting sex offenders, cutting up their bodies, and saving microscope slides with their DNA. People online are comparing this to the show Dexter. I talked with a forensic psychiatrist who said the same thing.
Lucas Jones had originally been brought in for disposing of human remains, but a new arrest warrant describes not just a horrible murder, but something allegedly targeted and planned, with evidence alleged to show future targets too. His arrest report accuses him of printing out a list of convicted sex offenders who lived near him and picking Cody Lee Daniel. Police say Jones told his girlfriend he killed Daniel with a baseball bat, used a cleaver saw and knife to dismember him, placed the body parts in separate suitcases and bags, then hid them in the compound, but not before keeping a microscope slide with biological matter. I talked about that with a forensic psychiatrist.
It'd be really funny if, like, during his interviews or during the court case, he's like, I've never heard of the show Dexter.
Not affiliated with this case.
Particularly with serial killers, you'll hear people keeping trophies or reminders of the crime. But I've actually never heard of someone keeping like a DNA slide. I've only seen that on Dexter.
A search warrant affidavit says
not sex workers, Byronic, sex offenders. Sex offenders. He was using the sex offender registry.
Detectives are still looking for Daniel's torso and are hoping a search of Lucas's phone will help them find it. They did find Daniel's skull with signs of blunt force trauma, a medical examiner reported.
For any crime like this, you know, history of violence, history of victimization, drug and alcohol history, other criminal history, that's also a risk factor.
Court records show Jones doesn't.
We don't need a Dexter, we just need a justice system.
Being an aggressive driver. A few months ago, police say he was driving recklessly and caused a rollover crash that hurt two of his friends in the car. Crystal Wilson witnessed that wreck and said at the time she thought he should have served jail time for it. She hadn't heard about his murder arrest until I told her.
That is crazy.
Yes.
They should have put him in jail. They should have put him in jail. He wouldn't have done that. He needs help. He needed help then.
Right now, Jones is being held in jail with no bond ahead of his hearing. Marie Ettinger, Fox 35 News.
If perhaps you guys have not seen the show Dexter, basically what this guy has is a dark passenger. He has a insatiable urge to kill, and he taught himself a code and thought it was okay if he was taking out people that children, I guess. Let's go to Texas for a somewhat similar story. A Fort Worth man apparently shot someone in the dick. This might be the only time it's okay to shoot someone in the dick.
A local family is defending a man sitting in the Tarrant County Jail tonight after he allegedly shot another person last night in Fort Worth.
In the dick.
He was not acting out of violence, but out of protection, after they claim the man approached underage girls in their neighborhood and tried to solicit them for sex. 33-year-old Marcus Renfro is being held without bond as investigators work to piece together exactly what happened.
Well, now, do we have confirmation? Do we have actual concrete evidence? And then I can get behind this man. But, like, you're just claiming the dude was a pedo being a creep around the neighborhood. There's no evidence that he actually hurt anybody. I don't think you can just shoot a man in the dick.
Fox 4's Vanya Castillo joins us live and picks up the story from there. Vanya?
Hi, Casey. Yeah, we're hearing from the family of that man who explained why he allegedly shot someone in the groin and why they don't think he deserves to be in jail.
Our kids are safer now.
33-year-old Marcus Renfro is in the custody of Fort Worth police after being accused of shooting a man in the groin. His family claims he was protecting his underage nieces from a man allegedly soliciting them for sex.
I see some commotion going on with my little cousins and stuff.
Dontavius Williams says he knew something wasn't right.
And my little cousin, them telling me that the dude said, oh, come back and smoke some meth with me. You know what I'm saying? Some drugs.
The family saying this wasn't the first time. Fort Worth police say officers had been called to the 3700 block of Century Palace on Friday morning after receiving calls of a man possibly under the influence and soliciting children for sex.
But we already been heard that certain dude been messing with other little kids around here.
That's when they say Renfro stepped in.
They exchanged some words. When Marcus was walking away, he just ran up on him like he was trying to approach him, like to hurt him in some way.
Police have not confirmed this version of the events. As officers arrived, they heard a gunshot.
And then he said something to Marcus, and then he turned around and Marcus shot him.
Police say they found the man who matched the suspect's description with a gunshot wound in the groin. Police say the man was taken to the hospital and expected to survive. At this time, it's not clear if he'll face charges. Renfro was taken into custody. Online records show he had a warrant from another town. Still, family members believe the children were in danger and that his use of force was necessary. His wife, who is 24 weeks pregnant, says the impact goes beyond the moment.
I mean, they're traumatized by the situation.
And that situations like these don't just end.
I mean, because you're putting a child in danger and you're also putting them through trauma that is going to affect them for the rest of their lives.
Dude said the wrong thing and consequences came behind it.
Saying she wishes someone had stepped up like that for her.
I've been through a similar situation as well when I was younger, so I wish somebody would have done for me the way he did for them.
Seemed like he was thinking of the children.
Protected. Keep them in the house best you can. If you're not in the area, you know, there's predators everywhere. But man, just keep a close eye on them.
Now, investigators are working to determine exactly what happened. Renfro is being held at the Tarrant County Jail with no bond set yet. Back to you, Casey.
We'll be looking forward to Fort Worth police kind of filling in some of the blanks on this story. Fox 4's Vanya Castillo, thank you for your reporting tonight.
There's predators everywhere, including in the highest levels of our government. Can we please arrest Trump? And keep him locked up this time. Speaking of keeping somebody locked up, rapper Gucci Mane apparently kidnapped, held against his will.
9 suspects involved in the robbery and kidnapping of rapper Gucci Mane have been arrested. Officials say the alleged ringleader behind the attack was rapper Pooh Shiesty. Our Preseda Olguin has been on top of...
I've never heard of Pooh Shiesty. Pooh Shiesty.
Arrested. Officials say the alleged ringleader behind the attack was rapper Pooh Shiesty. Our Preseda Olguin has been on top of this story and has the latest.
Aside from learning that the 9th and final suspect has been
why not just call yourself shit nasty or something?
arrested, we've been able to obtain video which shows the FBI at Pooh Shiesty's home the day he was arrested. Take a look at that video. This happened in Memphis. Federal authorities say Shiesty was the ringleader behind the attack on Gucci Mane here in Dallas. That incident happened back in January at a music studio located off Dallas Parkway. The DOJ says Gucci Mane and 2 others were allegedly kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint. They say 9 people were involved, including Pooh Shiesty's father and Big 30. For background,
I shouldn't laugh at this. Guess he's not so icy anymore, is he?
The DOJ says Gucci Mane and 2 others were allegedly kidnapped and robbed at gunpoint. They say 9 people were involved, including Pooh Shiesty's father and Big 30. For background, Pooh Shiesty signed on to Gucci Mane's record label back in 2020. And according to the DOJ, Pooh Shiesty is the one who set up the meeting to discuss his recording contract.
As alleged, Williams Jr. produced an AK-style pistol and forced one of the victims to sign a release from the recording contract at gunpoint. The remaining conspirators displayed firearms and robbed the other victims of Rolex watches, jewelry, cash, and other high-value items.
Pooh Shiesty was released from federal prison in October and was placed on home confinement.
I've heard this is very similar to what happened to Eazy-E with Dr. Dre.
For a previous conviction, meaning that it's likely he was wearing an ankle monitor at the time of the crime. Officials say all 9 suspects will be transported here to North Texas, where they will face their crimes. Now, if convicted, each suspect can face life in prison. For now, reporting in Dallas, Mercedes Holguin, CBS News, Texas.
Rap game ain't dead. Fucking love it. Silent, did I tell you good afternoon or good evening? If I missed anybody, I try to tell everybody, try to give everybody a good salutation. Music. Where is your 1 million euro? Do I owe you money? I wouldn't be paying in euros. Jim Wilder, my friend, good to see you. Rocky, I missed you. Blue Streak. I was trying to understand what Blue Streak was saying, but I don't know what story they were referring to. Meat Cakes, welcome in. Terry, I missed you. Terry, good to see you, friend. I'm trying to give everybody a greeting in between stories, so that when I'm cutting shit for other social media, I'm not like shouting people out in the middle of us talking about shit. Trying to turn this into an actual job. A good Samaritan was trying to help somebody on the side of the road in Central Florida and got attacked.
Well, a man says he was afraid for his life as he was attacked by a man who he stopped to help on the side of a Central Florida expressway.
That man is now in jail facing multiple charges. This happened Monday morning on the 429 expressway near the Seidel Road exit in Winter Garden. West 2's Justin Shecker talked with the victim.
I don't want to lose my humanity. We're put on this earth to help each other.
And that's exactly what Hans Hamilton tried to do Monday morning on the 429 expressway in Winter Garden.
I saw a car crashed. I saw a door open. So being a good person, any human being would see, you would just pull over to check.
As Hamilton parks his Tesla, the man in the red t-shirt appeared to be lying motionless on the ground next to a white Lexus that had slammed into a guardrail.
I rolled down my window. Hey, are you okay? Are you okay? No response. So I'm thinking this person's dead. So I open up my car door. As soon as I opened that car door, he was off that ground. So he was waiting.
Oh, I've seen this. I've played Red Dead before. That's what this is, eh? Like it's a trick to try to ambush somebody.
As Hamilton parks his Tesla, the man in the red t-shirt appeared to be lying motionless on the ground next to a white Lexus that had slammed into a guardrail.
I rolled down my window. hey, are you okay? Are you okay? No response. So I'm thinking this person's dead.
Didn't even slam into the guardrail, did he?
As soon as I opened that car door,
put it there gently.
So he was waiting.
This video from a camera in his car shows the man hop on the hood of the Tesla, and he starts stomping on the windshield.
So that's on a little incline of 429. It pulled me out of my car. As I was falling backwards, he was jumping off the roof on top of me. And that's when he started kicking and pummeling me.
A different camera captured the ambush attack and the man repeatedly punching his head.
I know on the back of my head.
Wait, did he just want to beat the fuck out of somebody? He wasn't even trying to rob him or anything? This was just a random attack for no reason?
They counted 8 different bumps, plus the kicks to the jaw, which I can finally today, I'm able to eat a thin sandwich, but I still can't open my mouth all the way.
Hamilton says the suspect, later identified as 44-year-old Daniel Coleman,
it's like he's smiling,
threatened to take his life.
The whole time he's hitting me, he's telling me he's going to kill me. And he didn't just tell me. His eyes were void of any humanity. I believed it. So when I was fighting, I knew
it looked a little crazy.
The last thing I was going to see was not that ground.
Hamilton explained how he managed to get off the ground and away from his attacker.
I mean, I cannot beat him strength-wise. So I have to try to incapacitate him. So I think I was pommeling in his jugular vein in his neck.
Deputies arrested Coleman for battery and criminal mischief for what he did to Hamilton and his car. He's also facing charges of resisting with violence, as well as assault and battery on the first.
He fought the cops. Deputy. Can we see the body cam?
He attacks the cop. Cop's on the ground rolling. What do? 4 broken ribs. Jump on the ground with the cop. And at that point, somebody ran across the street, across the freeway, and we're all trying to get this guy cuffed as he's still fighting.
Hamilton also suffered a brain bleed, multiple contusions, and a concussion.
Physically, the body's doing what it should do and it's healing, but it's very painful. 4 broken ribs is no joke. Mentally, it's a little more difficult.
He says he's grateful for the kindness of strangers who are making donations on his GoFundMe page for his auto and medical bills.
So the point is, there's still kindness in the world. People are donating that don't even know me. And I'm very thankful.
Covering Orange County, Justin Shecker, WESH 2 News.
Hamilton says he wants Coleman to face attempted murder charges. He is still in jail on $5,000 bond.
I don't know about attempted murder, but I mean, if he was saying, I'm going to kill you, and was punching with lethal force, we saw that. Maybe do charge him with attempted murder and try to plead it down to a lesser charge or something. Get him a good 15 years behind bars. Wild video out of Texas. Janae, did I say your name correctly? Welcome in. Good to have you here. He might have bought the Tesla before everyone. I mean, I always knew Elon was a piece of shit. But maybe around 2014, you might have still had some doubts or something, you know? Going to Texas where a tanker caught fire. I don't know if there was an explosion. Looks like it's set up to refill the pumps at that gas station, so it's a wonder the entire block didn't go up. Probably use a good dicking clinically.
Gas tank blew up over there.
Great work by the emergency crews. This could have been a huge catastrophe.
Truck's still on fire over there. Sheesh.
Yeah, mad props to those crews. The Daily Wire. Home my good buddy Matt Walsh.
Justin Freakin is a formidable voice in the culture.
Red wine. Had a blast. Well, I had Jason had been on to me to come on for a while, and I'm always like, well, just let me know when you want me on, because I don't want to come on when, I don't want to overshadow people, right? Like, I want to, oh, hey, we had somebody drop out, we've only got like 2 or 3 people on, hey, Justin, come on, kind of deal. He had a full panel, but I got up with him and I said, hey, Curious's going out of town. This might be a good weekend for me to come on. And he's like, well, I've got a full panel, but it's you, so please come on. And I was like, because I don't like overshadowing people, and I can't help myself when I'm in front of the camera. Like, I will just butt in. I'll talk over people. I try to be a good panelist. I try to be a good co-host and shit. But ultimately, I'm a force of nature in terms of a personality. Also, this weekend when I decided to co-host the Plex podcast and go on Stonercast, I got this gigantic ass zit on my nose. I woke up yesterday, was like, oh, hey, perfect. Looking like fucking Rudolph up in here. Motherfucker's clogged. I'm going to have to fix that up. That sucked. Me sucking that much sucked. Man, I plan to do the show all the way up to going on the Plex, and I came up short on content, which usually doesn't happen. I usually have way too much content. But we'll watch a police chase and listen to music or something. I'll let you guys pick. Let's do a poll in the Twitch chat. You want to do police chase in my Easter playlist? Let's we could do Easter television specials. What else could I put up there? Because it's Easter. I could do news roulette, where I go to my watch later and we just watch old stories. Yeah. Classic Easter TV specials. News roulette. That's what news roulette is. Also misspelled roulette, I'm pretty sure. Those are your 3 options. Vote now, Twitch people. Jonathan Majors, working on the set of a Daily Wire movie, fell through a window. We have the video now. This is from Deadline. Man, I'm sorry your career took such a nosedive. IOTC called a strike against the production on March 26th over a series of labor issues. According to Deadline, initially the union attempted to sign a contract with the production in order to secure payment into the union's health and pension funds. However, things got more serious as safety concerns grew over the past 5 weeks of production. Producers have not denied any of the below allegations, but when reached by Deadline for comment, said they don't negotiate with communists. This is the Daily Wire. When the production crew is asking for safety on the set, the Daily Wire says they don't negotiate with communists. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you never trust right-wingers. Deadline spoke with several crew members who have since stopped work on the production, who say that the strike effort gained steam at the top of last week after Majors and co-star J.C. Kilsoni accidentally tumbled out of a window while filming a scene. The incident was captured on video obtained by Deadline, which is embedded below. Multiple sources confirmed to Deadline that the accident occurred after the window was replaced with an unsecured sheet of tempered glass to be purposefully shattered in a later stunt that did not involve any actors. Do I have to... Where's our video here? Yeah, here we go.
And camera set. Here we go, guys. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, action! No! Oh! Yeah. Guys, let it get back. Let it get back.
Yeah. So they replaced it with tricked glass that was supposed to break for a scene later, and then they fell through the window because this is amateur hour in terms of production.
And camera set. Here we go, guys. Ready? In 3, 2, 1, action! No! Oh! Yeah. Guys, let it get back. Let it get back.
Yeah. Good? I'm good. You good? I'm good, right? Did we shoot it?
How much longer does the Daily Wire last?
I'm good.
We're okay.
I'm good. I'm good. Good.
I'm kind of surprised it's still going. I thought when Boring left, about a year and a half ago, I thought that was going to be the end. But it's still kind of... It's struggling. It's not what it used to be, and... It's sputtering along, apparently. As I understand it, Ben, who had grown from pretty much the time the Daily Wire started, has now been losing followers. My Lord, welcome in. You've pretty much missed all the news for me for this go-round, but you can get the news for me coming up on the Plex podcast in 2 hours and some change. This happened in the San Francisco Bay Area. A windsurfer got tripped up.
A windsurfer speeding through the San Francisco Bay before hitting a whale that surfaces in his path. The man flies off the board and his sail you see collapses into the water while the whale disappears into the bay. Check out this wild collision at a California windsurfer speeding through the San Francisco Bay before hitting a whale that surfaces in his path. The man flies off the board and his sail you see collapses into the water while the whale disappears into the bay. Check out this wild collision at a...
Now, he ain't doing it, but that is totally Tom Llama on that video. So, shut up, Tom Llama. It is, again, it's Easter. Easter Sunday for those of you who aren't heathens. like myself. But that doesn't mean us heathens can't enjoy the positives about Easter Sunday, like candy. Just unfortunately, candy companies are fucking us over because that's what capitalism does. Have you noticed that your candy don't taste as good as it used to?
Earlier this week, the Hershey Company announced that next year it's returning all of its classic brands back to earlier milk and dark chocolate recipes, impacting about 3% of its Reese's products. The move comes amid a growing backlash over recipe changes and the use of chocolate alternatives in some of its candies. Dima Zain explores what's behind this latest battle in the chocolate wars.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Kit Kats, I have literally eaten them my whole life. When I was in high school, I used to have one of those
Don't forget about the poll in the chat. Currently tied.
bars, like once a week. I would just carry it around in my backpack.
As a teenager, Hyacinth Moya had a serious sweet tooth. But these days, she's noticed a change in the chocolate she grew up loving.
The main thing is that it feels really waxy.
They cut the cocoa. They've cut the amount of cocoa they use because cocoa is getting more expensive.
Yeah, it just wasn't the same.
And it's not just Kit Kats, says Philip Dennison, a former Snickers fan from Minnesota.
It's kind of the big name brands here in the U.S. Under like Mars and Hershey's. Grew up eating them back in the 80s and 90s as a kid, and the flavor profile has changed.
Professed chocoholic Julia Alvarado agrees.
I love Reese's peanut butter cups, all those. And honestly, over like the last few years, I've just found myself avoiding them.
It's kind of disappointing because there's that sense of nostalgia that's lost. Like, I know what this should taste like, but it doesn't anymore.
Amid a chorus of these disappointed customers, Hershey announced it would adjust the ingredients in some of its classic brands to include more of the costly raw ingredient that makes chocolate, the cocoa bean. Cocoa prices have swung sharply in recent years, driven by climate change and production issues in West Africa, where most cocoa is grown. Prices hit a record high at the end of 2024, and although they've fallen since, candy makers who buy months ahead are still feeling the impact.
Candy industries are profit-driven, and as the cost of ingredients go up, they've got to figure out ways to either reduce costs or raise prices.
Richard Hartel, a food science professor at the University of Wisconsin at Madison, has studied chocolate for 35 years and has kept records of ingredients in popular chocolate candies for more than a decade, and he's noticed some changes.
Here we have the 2015 version, here's the 2025 version. They've actually reduced the amount of chocolate ingredient in the chocolate product.
Last fall, a New York Times investigation found major chocolate brands were using less cocoa in their products, and that popular candies like
I haven't voted yet. I can break the tie.
Like Rolo's,
I don't know what I prefer.
And Mr. Goodbar had quietly dropped the term milk chocolate from their labels. Under FDA guidelines, candy labeled milk chocolate must be at least 10% chocolate.
If you haven't
liquor,
voted, Twitch
a
people, you're running out of time.
Cocoa beans, which contains cocoa butter. When it drops below 10%, companies have swapped in terms like chocolate candy and chocolate tea, a subtle shift that most consumers won't notice. They're taking away some of that chocolate. What are they filling it with?
The standard in the industry these days is palm kernel oil because it mimics cocoa butter's properties quite well. We've got a bunch of chocolates here to taste.
Hartel says in taste tests, high-quality compound coatings or chocolate alternatives can often trick even his savvy food science students.
Most people cannot tell the difference. One article I was reading suggested that by 2050 there would be no chocolate production, no cocoa production, that all of those plantations would go away. That's kind of doomsaying, but people are looking like that, talking like that.
But these tweets
I guess if you miss classic Easter
have
specials
sparked
on Friday,
from some unexpected
get a few
corners.
in today.
They're really using inferior, cheap ingredients.
Brad Reese has a last name chocolate lovers might know. His grandfather, H.B. Reese, created the Reese's Peanut Butter Cup nearly a century ago, and Brad's always been an unofficial and unpaid brand ambassador.
My whole life, I've been very proud of the Reese's brand. My website and my LinkedIn profile were Brad Reese.
It's probably my favorite.
Growing Reese's worldwide, one peanut butter cup at a time.
That changed on Valentine's Day, when Hershey's launched a new product.
The Reese's Peanut Butter Mini Hearts. I took 2 bites and I had to spit it out. And of course, then I dumped all the contents in the garbage and I saved the wrapper and I looked at the wrapper and realized it didn't say milk chocolate.
He shared his feelings in a viral LinkedIn post, writing, "How does the Hershey company continue to position Reese's as its flagship brand?"
Seriously, it's flagship brand. Reese's sells triple what Hershey candy bars sell.
Of trust, loyalty, and leadership, while quietly replacing the very ingredients that built Reese's trust in the first place. The Hershey company declined our request for an interview, but in a written statement to the PBS NewsHour, they said, quote, "Hershey is committed to making products consumers love, and that means continually reviewing our recipes to meet evolving tastes and preferences. It's a change Julia Alvarado welcomes."
I just kind of wish that companies prioritized quality over quantity in a lot of situations, because you're going to lose the loyalty. I would have stayed loyal to Hershey's, honestly, forever.
She says she's willing to taste it again before confirming if it's too chocolate for her. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Dima Zain.
More than $3 billion Americans will spend on Easter candy this year. Here's a hack for you. If you like Reese's Cups, but you don't like the new formula, or you think they've gotten too expensive, you don't want to give your money to the Hershey company, I can tell you how to make the peanut butter. The peanut butter is super simple. Take 1 gigantic spoonful of peanut butter, about half the same amount of powdered sugar, and add I don't fucking measure anything, so I don't know how to tell you. So it'd be 3 parts peanut butter, 1 part powdered sugar, 1 part melted butter, and that will make you the peanut butter cream in a Reese's cup. The cream cheese flavor would overwhelm the peanut butter flavor. Melted butter, powdered sugar, peanut butter. That will get you the inside of a Reese's cup. Now I'm lazy. I just put some chocolate in that and go to town on it. But if you want to make a mold, make chocolate and set it and everything, you can make a peanut butter cup like a Reese's cup. You can take some chocolate morsels and just dump in the peanut butter recipe I gave you. You know, I didn't think about it. I guess I should have got a bunny video, shouldn't I have? My dumbass brought a pygmy hippo to Easter. His name is Jelly Bean, though. That's an Easter thing.
The Wildlife World Zoo's newest edition now has a name. The zoo making the announcement right here on 12 News. And after thousands of votes here, this baby pygmy hippo is named, can I get a drum roll? Jelly Bean!
Yeah, everybody thought it was going to be Cadbury, right? Because Cadbury went crazy. They had the plane out there flying around. But now my wife is the president of the zoo, so I had kind of the inside scoop. Jelly Bean crushed everybody else.
Really?
Yeah, Cadbury was number 2, but Jelly Bean far and away won. So a lot of love from across the world on social media. So Christy says it's not only good for jelly beans, but all animals.
Look how cute that thing
Pygmy hippos are an endangered species. Unfortunately, researchers believe there's less than 3,000 of them left in the wild. And most of what we know about pygmy hippos, we've learned by having them under professional care because they're so elusive. You don't just see them out there. It's very difficult to research them. And Jelly Bean here is an amazing ambassador for her species. I mean, people from around the world have fallen in love with her. And it's when people have that connection with wildlife that they're truly inspired to want to conserve and protect their wild counterparts. So all this
fuck Punch
that has been generated here in Arizona and
we're on the jelly bean
and even
train
around
now.
the world about naming this little hippo jelly bean is not only good for jelly bean, but good for the world of conservation because it's getting people to care. She's capturing the hearts of everyone.
Yeah, because who really knew what a pygmy hippo was before?
There are only
right?
3,000.
Yeah, nobody cares about Mooding anymore.
Think about that. And the entire Earth, and they're
They
not
grew up, it
nocturnal,
ain't
so they don't
cute
come
anymore.
out. So they hide, and so yeah, nobody really that Moodang that went crazy, and I think that where was that in Thailand or something?
Yeah.
Took everybody by crazy by storm. But yeah,
Just want a whole jelly bean.
jelly bean, and she's all greasy because that's a natural like a sunblock and protectant for their skin.
She's so cute.
Yeah. So then she's out there with her mom. Her mom was Tootsie. That's why
Tootsie and Jelly Bean.
Jelly.
Okay, YouTube people, podcast people. My plan was to stay on until I went on with Dave, but I miscalculated tonight. Usually I have way too much news, and tonight I had way too little news. So, Twitch people, we're going to watch Easter television specials, which I could use a break between news shows, I guess. Podcast people, YouTube people, light one up, tip one back. Podcast people, I will probably record the Plex and put it up for you. That's what I was going to say. I was going to keep recording the Plex and just have one long show, and I'll probably put up the Plex as a special episode for you. Light one up, tip one back. Oh, and somebody shout out Dave in the chat. Light one up, tip one back. It's all right to have a little fun for you in the sack. I'm Justin Freakin. We'll see you tomorrow night on the Troll Patrol live. Twitch people, stick with me. Don't go nowhere.